Hi everyone and welcome to episode 70 of Like, Share, Follow. And this week I have Victoria Appels and she is the Marketing Coordinator and Brand Management at the Institute of Personal Care Science. Welcome, Victoria.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Joining me. So you're actually celebrating because you've just finished your degree, but you're saying that you actually started one degree and then veered into another degree. And so and now you've finished all of it. So is that correct?
Right. Yes. So I've done 2 bachelors.
Wow. And so tell me about those. What did you study?
Yeah. So I first started with a Bachelor of Environmental Management. And while I really enjoyed it, I then figured out that that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do in the long term. So I then decided to do a communication bachelor. The reason is that during my Bachelor of Environmental Management course, I did a course on communicating sustainability. And I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want, combining the 2 fields together. So I actually did the introduction in communication course as an elective just to confirm if that's what I wanted to do. And yeah, I did that course. I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to do Bachelor of Communication next. So that's the reason why I then moved into a Bachelor of Communication in Marketing and Social Media.
Excellent. So yes, I remember you were really great in our social media courses. So that's really good. And so how did the job come about for you at the Institute of Personal Care Science? Because you started in more of an admin role, and then you really moved up the ranks pretty quickly, haven't you?
That's right. So I've been working in the admin and office role for about a year and a half. And then I moved into a more social media and sales role. And about, I would say 10 months ago, maybe a year ago, I recently moved in a marketing and more strategy role. We actually have now someone working with us who is doing all the social media for the content creation, scheduling, and community management. So I really help her in terms of strategy and management. And yeah, also help my employer for all the digital and marketing work for the company.
Excellent. And so what has been some of the best career advice you've been given so far?
I would say that one of the biggest advice is actually from Luke, a marketing teacher at USC.
I'll tag him. I'll give him a shout out.
One of the best marketing teacher. We had a course last semester. It was called Marketing Future, so it was our last marketing course, and he actually told us that we should be lifelong learner, no matter where we are in our career. And I think that's the biggest advice I received, because in such a fast-moving industry, marketing and social media, you can always learn. And so I really try to get any opportunity to improve my knowledge and skills. And it's really great because it really keeps my mind active and it builds my confidence in the workplace. So yeah, my thinking is probably to set goal 8 months in terms of learning. And yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. And I advise anyone to do that as well. Yeah.
And I mean, it's so important. I mean, you have to. You can't just say that's it now, because you'll be left behind so quickly. Your skills, you'll know the sort of basic strategic things, but the actual details and the platforms and everything, they change so quickly. I actually saw. Have you seen heard of April Ford Agency, which is an agency on the coast? And I saw a really great initiative that they do, like once a week. All staff get, I think it's an hour on a Monday, and they get to do an online course or read or something just to keep their skills up. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I saw that recently. I think they're doing this every Monday. Everyone sits somewhere in the office and just learn something, read articles or complete training. And that's such a great way to, like I say, stay active and just learn new skills. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the social media management course that we did in 3rd year, that was part of it. So every week, the students in the course had to come to class with something new that they've learned, and they had to do other additional online courses too. So we had access to Blitz Metrics courses, so they could just keep furthering their digital marketing skills, because you're right, you just have to. So
yeah, sure, yeah, no. And I mean, really, like I say, build my confidence. So now every time when at work I have new opportunity, I'm not scared to say yes, even if I don't know how I'm going to do something. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. And then if I need to do training to actually feel confident or capable of doing it, I will do it. And as I go, I really expand my skill set. So yeah, really, really good advice from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so tell me, what has been some of the key things you've learned at university that you found really helpful in your role?
Well, in terms of social media, what I really liked was probably we just talked about it, all the different tools that you can use in social media. So I think it was the measuring and monitoring course in social media. We actually learned about different tools with you. We covered, I think, a couple of them each week. And I mean, that was extremely useful because I think there is so many different tools out there and you don't really know which one to choose or which one really good for your company or your situation. So it was really great to get an introduction to all those tools. And I'm actually using a few of them at work right now. I'm using Keva and Suites daily. So yeah, really, really great. I think another thing I really liked was all the template that you provided. I don't have the name, but that was that big template when we had to select the keywords, key phrases.
Oh yes, the listening sort of framework that we did.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was really great because I've been helping a few persons on different projects on social media, and I really take that template because this is such a great start point. So yeah, all the different tools and templates we received during the course, that was the biggest thing for me. Yeah.
Ah, good. That's good to hear. Great feedback. Thank you. And what's something that you really needed that you've been working and thought, oh, I wish I'd learned that at university?
So I would probably say the CEO wording because I'm actually starting doing some CEO at work, and I feel like I could know a little bit more on that. So again, with that template, while we learned how to select key phrases, keywords for each campaign, I feel like this was the only kind of CEO related activities that I did at uni. While I learned all the customer behavior theory in marketing, which is really important for SEO, I never really practiced it. And so I think that that's probably somewhere where I'm lacking a little bit. And that's actually some training that I'm planning to do on my own early next year. But yeah, I wish I would have learned that a little bit more at uni. Because I think even if you may consider that SEO are important for website and web search, but I think that there is also a big part. I mean, it's also really important for social media because social media are becoming the new search engine, the new they're impacting the SEO for websites. So I think SEO should also be implemented into social media.
Absolutely, and I have to say I completely agree with you. And next year, there's been some changes in the way that we're delivering courses, and so now on top of do you remember there was usually like maybe 3 weeks during the semester we didn't actually have like a tutorial, but now those weeks are actually going to be replaced with these 2-hour seminars. And I have in 2 of the social media courses where it's focused on sort of writing blogs, there's going to be an SEO seminar. So yeah, because I couldn't fit it in before, so now I can fit it in. So yeah, and there's also going to be one on you're working with clients, so that client liaison, that sort of stuff too.
Because that's another thing. Yeah, sorry. I was about to say that that's actually another thing I really like with the social media course I had with you, is that so many times we had some client projects, and I think that's the best way to get ready for the work environment. So again, that was a big thing in your course. So really liked it.
Excellent. Oh, good. Yeah. And then another thing too, like I wish, because we sort of throw you in, we give you some guidance, but there'll be more support about how to do that because I'll have room now. So that's going to be really great.
That's nice.
Now, because you're still working in social media quite heavily, what is something that you've learned in the last couple of weeks that's social media related that you've actually found really interesting?
I think something new, and I haven't been using it yet, but I'm planning to, is the new Instagram collaboration features. So people can actually invite people to collaborate with them on the social media posts, and the posts will be features on both profiles. So I think have you heard about that new feature?
Look, I've seen it, but I haven't explored it. So I've seen, because you can see the tools when you're posting, and there's those options. So yeah.
I've done that once with my personal profile, like manually. I'm sure there is some tool to do that, but I'm starting to build a strategy at work, because I'm working with a company, but we also have like another small company that we are managing. So it would be great to share the content between the two companies. And I think it's really great because company profile brands, they can really extend their reach and their community by sharing the post on someone else, on another profile. So they are really sharing the likes, the comments, all the engagement. So yeah, I think it's a really great tool for any brands, and probably in particular for all the paid partnership, because there is a lot of talk about, how it's not transparent and all of that. So having the two profile on the top left corner of each post will really help for the conversion, like to discover a new profile, but also for all the transparency around that. So still need to learn about that feature, but I think there is great potential for any brand, company, or even influencers.
Yeah, well, and I think that sort of sharing of content. I'm listening to a book at the moment. I don't get a lot of time to sit down and read these days, but when I'm driving, I listen to books, and I'm listening to one at the moment called Hook Point: How to Stand Out in a 3-Second World. And the author of that talks about how, like, he also wrote a book about I think he built like 1 million followers in a month or something crazy, but a lot of it was on Instagram, and that's how he did it. Like, he created content that was then shared by larger accounts that encourage people to go back and look at his content and follow him that way. So yeah, it's clearly a very effective strategy to build your audience.
Yeah, no, for sure. Really reach more audience and share the engagement. So as long as the content really is appealing for both profiles, I think there is a good way to get some people from one profile to another and really build your audience and community. So yeah, great tools.
Yeah, and I guess too, like the account you're trying to draw people to, it has to flow with what's being shown. So there's got to be that sort of consistency. Yeah.
Correct.
Now, I wanted to also ask you. So you've done really well. Like you've, as I said, you've really risen up the ranks of where you are. What do you think has made you stand out? What are the skills that you've shown and the attributes that you've shown to help you to do that?
Well, are you talking about during my studies?
Well, I'm thinking almost like, because you are a graduate now, so. What do you think it was that helped you to do that? So even while you're studying, but just, I guess, as a professional, an emerging professional, what do you think it was that helped you to keep progressing? Because it's been a really fast rise. So how did you? What do you think it was?
I would say that probably during my study, talking to language, to culture was also very useful within my studies. But I would say in the future, having that environmental and sustainability qualification will be really useful, because so many companies are now integrating sustainability within their marketing strategy. So having those two qualifications would be really useful for me to help them promote the company, their brand, because I feel that way too often companies end up doing greenwashing because they don't really know the real definition of principle of sustainability. And in the long term, it's actually having a negative impact for the company, because consumers start to learn about sustainability. So when they see a brand doing it wrong or just for that marketing purpose, they just don't like it. So yeah, having this qualification would probably help me stand out later if I'm, even in my current role, or even later if I'm working in another company. I think it will be a good point of difference and a good qualification and skill set.
Yeah. And what advice do you have for emerging professionals who might be just finishing their degree or who are still studying about how to succeed in their career?
Well, I think I briefly mentioned that before, but I would probably say just say yes. Don't be scared to do things that may scare you, because I think we learn so much by doing things. And like I mentioned, when we start doing things, we actually learn more things, and we actually expand our skill set. We expand our comfort zone. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, say, yes, I can do it, and just give it a try. Ask questions if you need, and yeah, just learn, do trainings, and you will be able to do it.
Great advice. Yeah, I think the only time you shouldn't say yes is if it's like, you know, something like brain surgery or something. But just things that you've never done before. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think you it's the only way, because and see it as an opportunity to actually keep growing. Yeah. And
correct.
Yeah, that's where people progress in their careers, by doing that.
And I wasn't doing that before, because I think I'm a little bit perfectionist. So I like to do things where I don't like the unexpected. And I really had to, you know, shake me and be like, okay, you know what? It may be super scary, but do it one step at a time. And now when I look back, or when I do those activity or tasks again, I'm like, easy, I can do it. So yeah, just give it a try, give it a go, ask questions, and you can do anything.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, you can't learn how to do it unless you do it. You know? Like, it's through that practice that you actually learn and can keep perfecting it. So yeah.
And then it's so rewarding, you know, when you were like, okay, a couple of weeks ago I was scared to do that, and then when you actually do it and you see good results, you're just very happy and proud of yourself. And even if things are not working exactly as expected, you learn from, I wouldn't call it failure, but you learn from everything. So maybe next time you will do differently and do better. So yeah, not achieving the exact result you wanted, it's not a failure. You can still learn from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now this is the most important question of the whole show, is who do you like, share, and follow?
Right. So in terms of social media, just like you, I really like to listen to podcasts. So podcast that Luke, actually, I talk a lot about Luke in this interview, was the social media examinator. So each week they're bringing like a marketing specialist, and they talk about different topics. They're very interesting. And another one I really like, and you talked about them, is so the marketing agency on the Sunshine Coast, Appels. They're doing some sort of podcast/video talk, where I think it's called Between Two Thoughts. They just sit down, talk about a marketing topic, some insights, and it's extremely interesting. So yeah, I really highly recommend to follow them on Instagram, because their content is really great.
Excellent. And so do you have any final words to share before we wrap up?
I think I kind of talk about everything, but yeah, I mean, I would just emphasize that, like, it's really, don't be scared, trust yourself, and do things, and you will be proud of yourself.
Yeah, well, great advice. Thank you so much, Victoria. And next week, which will be the final show for 2021, it will be Emma Williams, who's also just finished, and she is the social media assistant at Pixel Code Creative and Marketing. So thank you so much, Victoria, and I'll see everyone next week.
Thanks. Yes, thank you very much. Bye.